Well, hello, my name is Misheard with Misheard Song Lyrics Podcast. Today is Season 5, Episode 226. We're doing a Christmas Misheard song lyric. Misheard lyric is, deck the halls with boughs of holly. And correct lyrics is, deck the halls with boughs of holly. So, a little bit to share. I did have my recent colonoscopy. I'm over that age. And bowels and everything, I get it. But it's not the bowels of holly, it's boughs of holly. And we're going to learn a little bit later, what is that? So let's begin. Deck the Halls, obviously, is a traditional Christmas carol. The melody is Welsh, dating back to the 16th century. It's that old. And belongs to a winter carol called Nos Galan or Galan, which means New Year's Eve in 18th century Welsh. While the English lyrics, the one we now know today, or at least closer to what we know today, was written by a Scottish musician by the name of Thomas Oliphant. Date in 1862. It's about 11 years before his death. So the question is, who is Thomas Oliphant? Let's dig in. So he was born from 1799 and then passed away, like I said, 11 years after the song of Deck the Halls in 1873. He was a Scottish musician, artist, and author whose works were well known in their day. He wrote a chorale for the wedding of the future King Edward VII and Queen Alexandra. I did not know that. And Oliphant wrote the words, deck the halls with boughs of holly, or not bowels of holly. He was also closely related to a cousin, I believe, named Carolina Oliphant, or Lady, hopefully I won't butcher it, Narn? She was also a lyricist. She was no slouch herself. So again, her name is Carolina Oliphant, or Lady Narn. She was born on August 16th, 1766, and then passed away in October 26, 1845. She actually passed on 20 some years before her cousin, also known as Carolina Baroness Narn in the Peerage of Scotland and Baroness Keith in that of the United Kingdom. She was a Scottish songwriter, and many of her songs, such as Will Ye No Come Back Again, Charlie Is My Darling, The Rowan Tree, and We, 100 Pipers, remain popular today, almost 200 years after they were written. I love it. And I love the connection with the Scottish everything, because my husband, we affectionately call him Foobar, because I didn't like to share his name on social media. He is from Scottish descent, from the Highlands, so it was perfect for me to touch this. So, Timothy, like his famous cousin Oliphant, was primarily a lyricist, writing his own new words or his own interpretations to his translations of existing songs in foreign languages, okay? He also took part in the Great Handel Festival in Westminster Abbey in the chorus as the bass vocalist. So music has been a part of his life. And then in 1855, he was asked by the directors of the Philharmonic Society to translate portions of Wagner's opera, I think that's how you say it, Lohengrin, which were then performed by the Philharmonic Society, now known as the Royal Philharmonic Society, Orchestra and Chorus at the Hanover Square Rooms and conducted by Wagner himself. Timothy Oliphant wrote the words for the chorale, so he was able to, I want to say Timothy, it's Thomas. I'm thinking about the actor Timothy Oliphant. So Thomas Oliphant was able to write the words for the chorale for the wedding of King Edward VII and Queen Alexandra in 1863. The music was composed by Prince Albert, and when Queen Victoria heard the recital, she was said to have been much affected by the chorale, as Prince Albert had died over a year before in 1861. That's a lot of connection with the royals. Thomas Oliphant was described as the poet of the court, and he wrote lyrics for royal events and other important occasions. So the question is, because this is the misheard song lyric, bowels of holly, it's boughs of holly. What is that? So I did some searching, lots of descriptions, but this is a good one. According to one site from a Florida florist named Beneva, on their site, it says, quote unquote, holly is an evergreen plant, which means it stays vibrant and healthy all year long. Even during the coldest winter months, most commonly holly is a shrub-like plant, but it can grow to tree size. I didn't know that. So sometimes you might hear it referred to as a holly tree. Like other evergreens, holly leaves, flowers, and berries sprout from rigid wooden limbs. When cut, these limbs are called boughs of holly. So that's what that means. Hence the popular Christmas carol lyrics, deck the halls with boughs of holly. These lyrics referring to decorating at home with holly. So now you know, now I know. An interesting fun fact about the song, I did find a Canadian site, I believe, cbc.com, back on December 20th, 2014, so quite a while ago. It was titled Deck the Halls Christmas Song, began as a competitive Welsh New Year's Eve drinking song. Who knew? I knew it was Welsh. We learned about that, but a competitive drinking song. So according to the article, here's the quote. The context of the Nos Galants song, remember I mentioned that was earlier, would be really merry evenings around the fire. Wyn James, lecturer in modern Welsh literature at Cardiff University and a member of the International Ballad Commission, told Daybreak South's Chris Walker, he says, the neighbors would gather together. You wouldn't have central heating in those days, of course, so they gathered around the fire and they would entertain each other. James said traditionally people would drink and make merry while competing in terms to see who could sing the most 4-line verses to a particular tune. The competitor would sing one line of the verse, then an instrument, or their friends would repeat the melody. What happens when you don't have the instrumental element, you just get people joining in. They sing the fa la 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 la, and there are still hints of this original Welsh drinking song in the 4th verse of Deck the Halls, which calls on revelers to quote unquote follow me in merry measure. So it's still there. So now we know who rewrote it, because it was an original Welsh New Year's Eve song, became a drinking song thanks to Thomas Oliphant, not the actor Timothy Oliphant, and his famous cousin. And that's what we know today. And my favorite version of Deck the Halls is the Nat King Cole version, but I know there's various artists that love to sing this song, and just wanted to share with you what it's all about. And again, it's not the misheard song lyric of boughs of holly, it's boughs of holly. If you have any great suggestions like this misheard song lyric, just send it to any of our sites like Instagram, Facebook, X, formerly the other site, now it's X. You know what I'm talking about. Email us at misheard, that's MISSHEARD songs @gmail.com. And you never know, your misheard song lyric might be done here on the show and we can give you a shout out. Till then, have a Merry Christmas. Excited for the new year. 2024 is going to be great. And keep singing those songs wrong. Bye.